if, and I insist, if the former deputy president has any information that is worth consideration, not just by local, even international institutions. If he has that information, he must record it with the DCI as soon as he arrives the country so that we can take him seriously. Until then, we will just consider it a part of his continuous comedy and caricature that he has become in everything he says out there. You know, a person who poses for a photo, for every step he passes through at the airport, he's looking for the airport police to take a picture with. And that is a big thing. He's going to show us that, oh, he met airport police officers when he went to the US. That is a joke. It's a total joke. Or somebody who goes to amusement park in a technology company, then starts saying, I had an engagement in an amusement park as a tourist. How many of us have gone to amusement parks as tourists when we travel out there? And then you start saying, oh yeah, this is what, and so forth. The only thing you can go and write when you get a small opportunity to visit Facebook as a tourist is political slogans. I mean, we have a problem. And I think if the former deputy president is not going to record a statement about what he said about Al-Shabaab and the country, then the right thing for him is we check him in a mental institution for mental assessment, because his level of contradictions can only be that he either is a pathological liar or is a mental case that needs treatment. And you know, Constitution of Kenya insists that for people to hold public office, they must be of sound mind, which is at the moment extremely questionable. And I guess that it comes with the stress of losing such a high office. And there's nothing wrong for him being treated for mental health, because mental health is also part of areas that we in the security sector would like to ensure that our people are operating in our well-being. And you know, there are many of these cases in the political circles that are untreated, and as a result they cause greater havoc and harm in the country. And I think that it's no longer a joke. Who the deputy president, former deputy president is at the moment is no longer a joke. Most of you share TikTok posts of his messages and so forth. You are actually the ones who are encouraging a person who is unwell to continue saying more things that are going to hurt our country. And I think those who are around him should help him get medical treatment, because then there are continuous conversations. Somebody out there may think that he's a serious person when he's not. We are very concerned that the combination of cattle theft or livestock theft and land conflict compiled with political and community incitements is going to continue being a very big challenge, moving to especially when you are close to elections, and when politicians feel threatened politically, they quickly resort to the easiest thing. And usually the easiest thing is to incite the public to try to show this community is better than the other, or that to propagate a fight between communities. And this is something we are following up. I want to encourage all the leaders and all those who are aspiring to leadership to refrain from anything that is going to incite the public. Since he has information, you can see liars. You know, this pathological liar, you can see through his lies. 1 minute he is saying that he has information that is relevant to dealing with Al-Shabaab and people who are doing business and collaborating with the enemy. In the other minute, when he's told to put that information in a proper record, he starts running away that he's not going to record that information. That means that's just lies and sound bites for social media and for purpose of inciting the public and disparaging the nation. If he is a man enough and he is a person of integrity, he should put his allegations in writing, you know, together with the evidence that he has, the people who are in the meeting that he is alleging that the meeting, the businesses that those people bring, the collaborators. Since he seems to have a lot of information, it is laughable that a citizen of the Republic of Kenya who is seeking high office is telling the citizens of this country would rather appear before a senate of another country than his own country. We are not stupid people. We are looking through. You can see through his hypocrisy. But we will insist. We are continuing to insist that any citizen of this republic who makes such heavy allegations and who thinks that they are doing so for the good of the country, they are obligated to put that in writing. And and when I say that they should record a statement, it doesn't mean that the National Police Service is not independent. I am just restating what is in the law, that if you have evidence that is related to safety and security of Kenyans, the right place to put it is to take it to the DCI and provide that information so that the people you are mentioning can be investigated and be arrested and be charged. But until you put that information in writing, the rest is just pure propaganda and falsehood that must be treated with the contempt that it deserves. So I challenge the former deputy president to to make his allegations now properly on record if he really thinks that he has information that can help this country. But until then, we will treat it as the usual propaganda and the amazing level of contradictions that is now known for him. You just need to pick some few clips from his archives last year, and you will see the total opposite. What he was telling the security. I was with him in Garissa when he was praising our security forces just less than a year ago. And now, because he's out of office, he thinks that he should disparage our security forces. It behooves every citizen of this republic to carry out themselves in a manner that is patriotic and in a way that they can be considered responsible to their Chapter 10 provisions of national values and principles of governance. It is very unfortunate that a person who is seeking public office and who has held a very high office is propagating lies and campaigning against our own country, speaking ill of our nation, trying to portray Kenya as a pariah state where our security officers are irresponsible, because he's trying to call into question our security officers, both and security team, all our armed forces, because they are working in multi-agency way in the border counties, for somebody to try to demean the work that our security forces are doing. And having held a very high office just less than a year ago is extremely unfortunate, particularly when we know that every other day our men and women are making great sacrifice from Boni Forest all the way to Mandera, all the way to Lake Turkana, and all the way to Kwanza here, where we have porous borders, that we have different challenges, but particularly in Mandera, Wajir, Garissa, Lamu, and Tana River, where a lot of challenges have been there for many years. And especially when you know that we are bordering a country that is struggling with its own internal problems in Somalia and continuing to put pressure in our own country. I would have expected a certain level of responsibility on the part of the former deputy president, notwithstanding his status as an impeached former deputy president. I still thought that as a citizen of this country, even when he's outside office, he will realize that there are certain boundaries that you cannot do politics with when it comes to our country. We have a problem here of cattle theft, or livestock theft generally, and it is mutating to almost be like cattle rustling. It will be unheard of to continue speaking about cattle rustling in such a part of the country where, the environment has so many investments. It's not even as complicated and challenging the way we face in other parts of Rift Valley like Samburu, Baringo, Elgeyo Marakwet, West Pokot, Turkana. Yet, some parts of this county are facing serious challenges of cattle theft or livestock theft. that also involves proliferation of small arms. Guns are being used in this county, and the security team have been tracking persons who have been procuring ammunitions and guns from as far as parts of West Pokot County all the way to a border with Uganda, and bringing them to this county, and then from Tanzania to bring also to this country, and fueling conflict between communities. And I must say that I'm glad that the security team are on this issue. I have given them another 1 month to make sure that they arrest all these people, and I'm extending an olive branch to all people who are holding illegal firearms to surrender to the National Police Service immediately, and in a very amicable and peaceful manner. Take it to the next police station or next OCS, next security person, before we come for it, because I have said that when we come for a firearm, when the security team comes for a firearm, it may be very painful and might be too late. It is important for you to surrender voluntarily the firearms that are in illegal hands, and the security team working in a multi-agency are going to do quick operations within the next 1 month to make sure that all the guns that are in the wrong hands are returned. Mining is a very important resource in some parts of Transmara. This is also on the border to Migori. It's also an area that there is unregulated mining that has been going on. I'm glad that the Ministry of Mining have been doing some operation clearing people who have no legitimate licenses. And we are going to continue working together with the Ministry of Mining to make sure that this sector is streamlined so that the investors can do their job in an environment that is beneficial to the community. And then we weed out the rogue community leaders who are giving out fake licenses and instigating into clan fights or community fights related to mining issues. Those are some of the issues. We are happy to go and listen to the Wananchi, and together we find ways of resolving those issues. Thank you. Part of the challenges here is the competition of land resources because of the value of land in Narok County. As you know, that we have been following up a few of the land disputes. I'm glad that now calm has been restored in most of the parts where we had land disputes. I just want to say that this matter is still alive with us. Remember that in the security sector, we don't manage land, but then anything can easily be, any fight for any resource can easily be a security issue. And land, therefore, remains a very critical security issue, including fights over boundaries, communities against each other. And I have been able to appreciate the work that is already being done by the security sector, even as we wait for amicable settlement through court processes and community engagements in this region. We continue encouraging the citizens of this country to take up measures that will resolve land issues amicably without resorting to violence, because some of these incidents in the past have caused us great harm. We've lost lives. Persons have been injured, including security officers and civilians, and it is important for us to continue encouraging the citizens of this country to resolve their land issues amicably and other issues amicably. And the county commissioner and the county security team, especially the Ngao team, are well trained to help communities, bring them together through barazas and through community mediations and arbitration to ensure that problems are being resolved amicably. I'm glad that some of the land challenges that we had, even inside the conservancies, have now been resolved because communities sat down with the help of religious leaders, community leadership, Ngao team, security team, investors who are here, and they have been able to resolve these issues amicably. The other issue that I want to quickly speak about is the issue of gender-based violence, including female genital mutilation, which is part of gender-based violence, and also the gender-based violence where spouses, couples, people are fighting is something that is also we are dealing with, especially the FGM There are still community leaders, elders, who are still encouraging and perpetrating acts of FGM. And we have told the police officers, the security team in the county, to up their game to make sure that our girls and women are being protected from violence. And we are going to take this gender-based violence issue must be confronted for what it is. And part of it is covered by community cultural activities that encourage beating of spouses, especially women. And in some cases, we have seen where men are also being beaten by their wives. But it is more prevalent against women. And it's an issue that we must deal with and confront as a country. We must speak about it. We must deal with the stigma that comes with it, and also people who are ostracized in the society for coming out to speak about FGM, gender-based violence. And this is issues that we must deal with. The third issue that we are monitoring closely is the question of alcohol and substance abuse, and particularly proliferation of adulterated ethanol and other kind of alcohol that is combined together with smuggled goods from neighboring country. We border Tanzania here, and there is a lot of smuggling of goods here, but also some of the alcohol that is consumed in Narok come from Nakuru County. Some of them come all the way from Kisumu County, Kisii County, and all those places, which we are yet to visit, and we will see the measures that we are going to deal with, because some of these factories that are manufacturing this adulterated alcohol and spirits are actually in the neighboring counties, and some of which are coming from out of the country. There is also proliferation of drugs here. Some cannabis sativa, and even hard drugs like cocaine are sometimes found, though in small traces, in some parts of this county. Again, we have said that we will have a multi-agency operation that will involve everybody, including our reservists in the National Game Reserve. The National Police Reservists who are working there as rangers must work together in close collaboration with the other police officers in a multi-agency manner to make sure that our park is clean, and that no criminal activity will be entertained in around these areas.